Hello everyone, welcome back to my channel. So today we are going to be doing a review on the Viseart Liaison palette. If you didn't see my first impression on this palette, I did a look with it, then I can link that one up above for you right there in case you are interested. If not, we are going to talk about this palette because I've been using it quite a bit. I've used all of the shades many times, so it is time to review this guy. I of course also have this on my eyes again today. At the end of this video, there's going to be a look, and it's not this one, it's just something a little bit different. It's something a little bit smokier because for my look that I did in my first impression, it was a little bit softer. I still used, some of the shimmers and everything, but I wanted to kind of show you in the look in this video how to really make it smoky and wear something a little bit bolder with this palette. Again, this is what it looks like. It has a beautiful large mirror, which I think is a fabulous mirror. But just to give you an idea of what's on my eyes, I used really all of the mattes in my crease and everything. But on the lid, on the outer corner is the darker color, but then I have this shimmer right there, as well as a little bit of this on the inner part. I didn't use these two shimmers today. You'll have to excuse my wet hair. I don't have time to let it dry before I film this, so it is what it is. But let's talk a little bit about this palette. The short story of it is, I absolutely love this palette. And I think if you watched my first impression, you kind of knew that I was going to feel that way because I felt that way going, into it, like just using the shades. And part of that is just because I am not unfamiliar to Viseart shadows, particularly their mattes, but even some of the shimmers, I've had some experience, although I would say these shimmers impress me way more than any others that I've tried from them, and I'll get into that in a minute. But Viseart mattes are something that I absolutely love. I love all of the palettes that I have from them. I have a bunch of their 12-pan palettes that I just think are staples. It kind of depends on who you are, but those palettes, you can use them on their own, just mattes, or you can use them in conjunction with pigments or, pressed pigments or glitters or other shimmers or other palettes, and they're just such amazing quality. They're shadows that don't necessarily feel super soft and creamy and buttery like a lot of other palettes might, but they have such amazing pigmentation, but they don't typically have a lot of fallout. I did have a little bit with these, nothing too crazy though, nothing like, on ABH or Lorac level of fallout, more than I've experienced with some of my palettes, but they just have an amazing pigment and blendability. You place them on your eyes and it's almost like they blend themselves. They do not give you a lot of trouble. Even like this dark, I know that this looks like a black if you're just kind of looking at this, but it's actually a really dark bluish purple. I talked about that in my first impression, but I think that that's such a cool addition into this palette as opposed to just a basic black. I do love a black in a palette, of course, but this almost acts like your black, except it's a little bit more unique, and it just goes with the theme of this palette so well. But that shadow, I placed that there, and it didn't give me trouble. It didn't stick where I put it. It really still blended into everything else, and it just made my life so much easier. Sometimes with shadows, you have to work so hard to blend them, and you feel like you have to be a pro, or you have to be somebody who has so much time on their hands. This is something that is going to be very user-friendly, whether you are a beginner or you are advanced, and that's what I love about their shadows. Now, they are pricey. This is a $50 palette. These 9-pan palettes, there are a bunch of other ones like this one, and I can just link those down below so that you can see with different color schemes. So if you are not a purple fan, then I would imagine those would be a similar quality, so you could go for one of those other shades that they have. I know I am definitely interested in trying more of these because I think this is such a great all-in-one type of palette. Now, it doesn't have something for me for the brow bone or the inner corner, but I can so easily pull those in from either other palettes or singles or things like that I'm just not really too bothered by that. But it's just something to point out. Obviously, I'm speaking for my skin tone. Otherwise, I feel like it has everything that I need. It has different tones of, different types of transition shades, something that's pretty light to mid-tone to a little bit deeper. Then it still has your really deep intensifying shade that you can either use to really build the outer corner or as a liner. And then it has a really fun matte color in there as well. And then you have some really beautiful shimmers that are all very different. I can be a little bit bothered sometimes in palettes where two of the shimmers are almost exactly the same and it just seems like a waste. I'd like for them to be a little bit more different, and these are all very, very different, and I just love that. This shimmer right here, I have it, you know, on the majority of my lid, and it is way more beautiful and brilliant than you realize when you're looking at it. It has multicolored glitters throughout it, and it's not chunky. It's just a stunning shadow, and I did not wet that. There is a glitter base underneath that is not really that they need it. It's just for me with, you know, wanting them to not transfer up into my crease. But I did not wet these. I used it with a dry brush, and they perform just so, so beautifully. I think that if you like this color scheme, you will not be disappointed in the quality. The quality is absolutely what you would expect from Viseart, and even better when it comes to these shimmers, honestly. This palette is for somebody who wants a purple look and likes to play around with purples on their eyes, but maybe doesn't want something that is super neon or bright or bold. You can still certainly go bolder and you can go smokier, as I show you in the look later on in this video, but you can also go super soft and romantic, and you can make it really, really simple by using one of these mattes in the crease. Put one of the shimmers on the lid and call it a day, or you can do something a little bit more complicated. It's totally up to you with this palette, but you can just do so many different types of looks with this, and I just think that it's so easy to use. The looks just come out so beautiful. I have not been disappointed with any of the looks that I've created with this. I couldn't be happier with purchasing this, honestly. I absolutely love it. So that's pretty much all I have to say about this one. I will definitely be interested in getting more of these 9-pan palettes in the future because I'm just so impressed by the quality and the assortment of shades in here. If that's all you wanted to hear about, then thank you so much for watching this video. I post videos every single Monday and Thursday, 8 p.m. Central Time. Make sure that you like the video and subscribe before you leave. But if you were interested in seeing another look, not this one, again, a different one, then stay tuned. You will see that in just a second.
Stars and moon, sun. I would love to be that one. I'd love to be the one to make you laugh. I'd love to be the one who'd always say that I love you back. Try my very best to always be there. And the stars and moon and sun would all align. And for a million years and more I'd make you mine. 'Cause all the shades of blue go away when I'm with you. You make me feel like a piece of art. I could sit and listen to you talk, ignore the time and throw away the clock. I'd love to hear each thought upon your mind. I'd love to hang on close to every word that I could find. 'Cause all the shades of blue go away when I'm with you. Put a golden frame around my heart. 'cause you make me feel like a piece of art. You like to run free, but I'll still make my plans. I'll change my routine if you'll hold my hand. 'Cause all my shades of blue go away when I'm with you. Put a golden frame around my heart, 'cause you make me feel like a piece of art. 'Cause all my shades of blue